Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome again to Syriana Analysis. Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate all of you. I can see the comments. Let me know if my voice is sound and clear, and if there is any technical problems. I would really appreciate that. And before I start this live streaming, I would like to thank you all for your support for my channel, not only through the subscriptions and sharing these videos on social media platforms, which are very, very important to me. I also would like to thank you guys all for the financial help, that financial support and sponsoring the Syriana Analysis channel. Thanks to you. If you realize it, now I am recording on a professional video camera. I needed to buy a new lens so that I can broadcast it through my video camera, and it works now thanks to your support. So thank you so much, guys, for this. I think the quality of the video and the also the audio is very important when you do such videos, and also try to shed light on different stories. And on this channel, we don't only shed light on political, geopolitical analysis, which is my expertise. I have been involved in the Middle Eastern or West Asian politics for quite like a decade now, and I've been following so many wars. So I know one thing or two about the region and the difficulties and the complex situation there. However, I also would like to share with you some of the stories. The events unfolding in Palestine, Israel is still very bloody. And you may know that there was this strike against the hospital, which killed over 500 people. The numbers estimated between 500 and 800 civilians who got killed due to the Israeli strike. And despite the Israeli, let's say, they're trying to deny it, right? They don't want to say that they did it because it was a scandal. They're trying to blame the Palestinian side now. But in this channel, we will now go through the videos and some of the investigations that I myself found on social media platforms, and we will analyze them together, and we will see whether the Israeli side conducted the strike against the hospital or not. But before that, as I told you, I don't only speak about politics, but also human stories. This is Noor Harazin. She is a colleague and a friend of mine. I remember her quite well when I used to work in Beirut as a producer of a TV channel. She was also our correspondent in the Gaza Strip. And Noor, now she works for CGTN, the Chinese TV channel, and this is what she said just 2 hours ago. She said, I am alive. It's just that I don't know what to say anymore. Ask for help, report the latest, post photos of dead babies, ask for water. What exactly will help? We are losing faith. And I think one of the commentators on this was very correct, who said this is what the Israelis are trying to do, is to spread desperation among the Palestinians so that they lose hope and they lose faith, and therefore they just go and cross the Rafah border crossing in Egypt to Egypt and become refugees indefinitely there. This is the Israeli plan, as I explained on this channel multiple times. This is another post of another Palestinian from the Gaza Strip. Her name is Mariam Smer. And Mariam, she wrote this on Monday, only this Monday. This is in her in Arabic, and I translated it. Quote, I cannot believe that I am alive now, and I do not know if after an hour I will still be alive. I'm tired of being displaced from place to place, from hospital to street, from street to house, while the bombing is above us. And unfortunately, yesterday, Israel killed and murdered Mariam. So those are human stories, in my opinion. We have to shed light because it sickens me to my stomach to see how they dehumanize the Palestinians as they are, because they call them rats, right? Remember what happened before the Nazis persecuted and murdered the Jews and committed the genocide against them. They demonized the Jews, they called them all sorts of names. So when you explicitly dehumanize your opponent, you're preparing and preparing the ground for such an ethnic cleansing. And I cannot find any other word than ethnic cleansing for what's happening in the Gaza Strip. It sickens me, but at the same time, I believe that it's our job to continue shedding light on the suffering of the Palestinians there, because there is enough TV channels, there is enough media outlets with billions of dollars of budgets shedding light on the suffering of the Israeli side. So there should be also people shedding light on the Palestinian suffering. And it's very harsh times. And to be honest with you now, since I am both broadcasting on YouTube and Rumble, I will stop the YouTube broadcast probably in 5 minutes, guys, just for you to know. I already pinned the Rumble in the description because I've seen now examples of YouTube taking down channels. Eva Bartlett's YouTube channel has been taken down. Jackson Hinkle's YouTube channel has been taken down completely. And Richard Medhurst's YouTube channel has been demonetized indefinitely again. So this is the future, on YouTube, unfortunately. So please, guys, I already pinned the Rumble live stream in the live chat and also in the description of this channel, of this video. Please follow me there. In 5 minutes, I will start broadcasting on YouTube and I will only continue on Rumble. Move to Rumble because my channel has now 50,000 subscribers, but probably in a year I would have 100,000 or 150,000, and then YouTube will wake up to me and they will see that I'm becoming more influential, and they will also either deplatform me or demonetize me, which means my livelihood will be gone, right? One of the sources, let's say, of my livelihood. So since we were speaking to thank you, David, that you switched to Rumble. Thank you, guys, that you're switching to Rumble. It's very important. I will move there in 4 minutes. I'm just checking the time now. So this attack that happened against this hospital, it's very important in my opinion. It killed between 500 to 800 civilians. And just right after the attack, Benjamin Netanyahu, he tweeted this: the entire world should know it was barbaric terrorists in Gaza that attacked the hospital in Gaza and not the IDF. Those who brutally murdered our children also murdered their own children. And I think this is very sick tweet to make before any investigation and before you know whether your military has done it probably by mistake, because it happens, right? But we will come to that later. Um, if you know, guys, Hanania Naftali, he's a prominent Israeli propagandist. And when I say propagandist, because he works for the Israeli government, he's not like an independent guy. He also serves in the Israeli military. And he works in pro-Israeli propaganda. He works for the Israeli government and he whitewashes the Israeli government. Therefore, he is a propagandist for the Israeli government. He's not a journalist. And this is what he tweeted just after the strike. He said, breaking: Israeli Air Force struck a Hamas terrorist base inside a hospital in Gaza. A multiple number of terrorists are dead. It's heartbreaking that Hamas is launching rockets from hospitals, mosques, schools, and using civilians as human shields. And it seems that he had to delete this tweet because everybody was, when they understood the amount of tragedy and the number of casualties, that the death toll has risen to between, as I told you, 500 to 800. Up until this month, we don't know the exact numbers because we cannot even communicate, let's say, regularly with the Gaza Strip due to the electricity blockage, due to the internet blockade, and also there are so many people under the rubble, right? So we don't know the exact numbers in this regard, but this was the case, and this is what he said from the first moment, and then he deleted it right after because they realized that the death toll is so big that they cannot even like blame the quote unquote terrorists and say, look, we bombed the terrorists because they're launching missiles near the hospital and look what happens, we're sorry. But no, it's too big for them to even tolerate that. And what they did, basically, they continued lying to the public, and they published a phone call, alleged phone call, and they say this phone call was between two alleged Hamas operatives. We don't know who are they, and we don't know if they are really Hamas operatives, and we don't know if this conversation is happening in the Gaza Strip or not. But personally, because I know the accent and the language of the Palestinians. They speak Arabic, but they have their own accent. I'm from Syria. We have different accents even inside different cities and governorates or areas in Syria, similarly to Palestine. And in the Gaza Strip, the accent is a little bit harsher than in the West Bank, for example. And this recording that they published, it's very, to be honest, very easy to debunk for anyone who understands Arabic and knows the accents. But first, let's see what did they publish. So this is what they say, that they intercepted these calls between two Hamas operatives. Let's see what they say. This is in English. There are subtitles.
بقول لك أول مرة بنشوف الصاروخ زي هيك والشظايا هذه، فبقول لك تبع الجهاد الصواريخ الجهاد الإسلامي يعني. إيه؟ فهم بيقولوا تعاون الجهاد الإسلامي. إنه من عندنا هذا؟ شكله من عندنا مين اللي بيقول هيك؟ بيحكوا إن الشظايا تبعت الصاروخ إنه الشظايا محلية مش زي شظايا إيش بتقول؟ سبحان الله، من عندنا ما لقاش غيرين بجرسلي. عاد هذول تلاقيهم من المقبرة الورا دي بفلت محط فيهم. ايش ده؟ بتلاقيهم طالعين من المقبرة اللي ورا المستشفى المعمداني دي اللي هو فسه ونزل عندهم. هو في مقبرة وراه؟ المعمداني ولك عند الساحة بالضبط. هي وين لما تدخل على الساحة؟ أول ما تدخل على الساحة تدخلش على البلد، عيدك اليمين في مستشفى المعمداني. عرفتها.
Guys, if you understand Arabic, this is beyond parody, to be honest with you. Now I'm gonna end the YouTube broadcast, guys. Please move to Rumble. The link is in the description or in the pinned comments in the chat. I'm going to end this because I want to move my audience to Rumble, and I don't want to stay on YouTube and wait there till they demonetize me or the platform if I'm there. So please do that. I will stop it now.